So what I want to say to Josh and to Laura as they start their life together is that today is a major milestone in your journey. But as we heard in the service earlier today, it is certainly not your first milestone together. There's hating each other. There's the complaint. Thanks, Heather, for squelching that. Where's Heather? Thanks for squelching that one, Heather. There's that first spark of recognition, that first spark of interest. There's the first kiss. There's meeting the families, even the daunting Uncle Kevin.
Don't push me tonight. I didn't write the check yet.
And then, humongous milestone, buying your house in Livingston. So you set up shop, and then tonight you have this tremendous milestone of your wedding together. So congratulations to you on that. And one of the things that I should mention about the 2 years that felt like 20 years of wedding preparations with Laura is that they started to talk about how do they give something back on this glorious night. And so I think this speaks to something of who they are as a couple, that instead of leaving here tonight with some small memento that you'll lose or like collect dust someplace, they're going to take the money that we would have spent on that and they're giving it to a favorite charity. So I think that speaks marvelously to who these two are as a couple. So what I want to say to you about these milestones is that they're badly outnumbered by the small stuff. Don't miss the small stuff. There's fights over the remote. There's who ate the last cookie and put the box away empty. There's hogging the covers on a cold night. Every day there's something miraculous if you take the time to enjoy it. So sweat the small stuff. And Josh, you're a very lucky guy, because Laura is somebody who knows how to make the mundane special. She is a joyful young lady who's been a joy for us to live with so far in her life, and I'm sure you guys will have a great life together, and that's what we wish for you. And one more story, and then I'll close with a prayer. When Laura was young, she knew a lot of songs, and she was constantly singing them. Hundreds of them. So we had company over one night, and I was trying to get her to show off a little, so I remember asking her, Laura, why don't you sing one of those songs that you know? Laura's answer was, no. I want to sing a song that I don't know. She made it up on the spot, including a dance routine that was choreographed impromptu. So Josh, that's who you've married. And what I wish for you is that the two of you together keep singing songs that you don't know. You can let life wash over you, like waves hitting the beach. You can even choose to be a victim. Or you can wake up every day and embrace what the good Lord has for you that particular day. I think your odds are good, Josh, of getting that done with Laura. And I wish you well together for that. And I want to close with a prayer. It's a prayer that my best friend, Father Dennis Tamburello, read immediately after Peggy Ann and I exchanged vows 33 years ago. And here it is. O Lord our God, without your grace, no promise is sure. Bless Laura and Josh with the gift of your Spirit so that they may fill the vows they have taken today. Keep them faithful to each other and to you. Fill them with such love and joy that they may build a home where no one is a stranger. Awesome. Mazel tov.
It is really an honor to be here. Let us pray. Loving and merciful God, you are the source of all life and love. And on this beautiful day, we give you thanks for Laura and Josh, for the love that they have grown with over the years. We thank you for their families who have nurtured them in love. We thank you that all of us, their family and friends, are privileged to be here tonight to share this joyous day with them. Tonight we ask your blessing upon the food that we share, upon our conversation, and most of all, we pray for our dear friends, Laura and Josh, that this will not be the happiest day of their life, that even happier days lie ahead for them. And as we enjoy this wonderful feast tonight, we ask, Lord, that you keep us mindful of those who go without. And we ask this in your most holy name, who lives and reigns forever. Amen.
Please give a good round of applause. Don't be shy.
Josh and Laura, please. This is the prayer for bread. Thank you, blessed and our Lord, for producing bread of the earth.
Give him a big round of applause, everybody, please.
I would like to start by congratulating Josh and Laura tonight and introducing myself. I'm Katie, I'm Laura's older sister, for anyone who doesn't know me yet. I'm sure a lot of you already know what a great friend, co-worker, relative, awesome person Laura is, but only 3 of us in the room are privileged to know what a great sister Laura is. So I wanted to tell just a couple stories about Laura as a sister. Growing up, Laura and I had our close times and times when it seemed like we really had nothing in common. And you might see that with Laura busting a move on the dance floor. I don't dance quite as spiritedly as Laura will. But it turns out that all of a sudden Josh likes to dance. I'm pretty sure 4 years ago when I first met Josh, he did not like to dance, so it's true that everyone is saying Laura made him more fun, yada yada. Well, all of a sudden Josh is, dancing his way in, so nice. Laura and I have always assumed that we would be each other's maid of honor, and growing up, we were in the pool one day, and I said to her, Laura, what's your least favorite color? She said orange, and I said, well, that's going to be the color of your maid of honor dress at my wedding. I didn't follow through and make her do it, but, that's our little, ways of torturing each other. We really took it for granted, I think, that we had each other as sisters, but when we grew up, our relationship really grew to be more than sisters. People always say that they look up to their older sibling, and Laura said that to me a few years ago at my wedding. But I really want to tell her tonight that I really do look up to you so much. Not just because you're taller than me, like you're also taller than your mother and your sister, but because of all the reasons that everyone knows and loves Laura. Laura's really full of life. She's outgoing. She's devoted to family and friends alike. She's smart. She's caring. She's so beautiful, as we all saw today more than ever. She's also such a great writer, so when I sat down to write this speech, it was tough because I couldn't call her and ask her for any help. I couldn't text her and say, tell me a funny way to tell this story, because I knew that she would be able to do that, in a much better way than a lot of us can. She's really always been there for me, even when I text her a million times in a row and get mad that she's ignoring me. She's the person I can really say anything to. I can say one word and she'll know exactly what I mean.
Try it. Do it.
Yeah, exactly. So see, it worked. And I'll tell a story about the first time I ever heard of Josh. Laura and I were shopping with Mom and Grandma's at the Morristown version of Mildred's, which is the Dane shop. It's an underwear store. So, and it's spelled D-A-I-N, just like Dangerfield. So we love that place. So we were shopping. Laura kept bringing up that she had drinks with a coworker the night before at the Black Horse Pub, and I was like, so what? You had drinks with a coworker. Why do you keep bringing this up? I was dealing with Grandma's trying to get me to buy stockings, and Mom's making me look at different things. And then eventually I was like, all right,
what? Like, what do you want to tell me about this drinks with a coworker? Like, fine, tell me the story. And it turns out it was a boy. And it was Josh.
Oh, no.
So the story all of a sudden got a lot more exciting. And, you know, she really hasn't stopped talking about Josh since.
That's true.
So, you know, now they're married, they own a home together, they're ready to start their new life as husband and wife. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. You know, Josh was pretty nervous to ask my dad's permission to marry Laura. So, what did us, you know, caring, sensitive relatives of Laura do to make Josh more comfortable? No, we wouldn't do that. Joe and I sat around in the family room waiting for Josh to come over. We were like, hee 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 hee. And Mom was sitting there saying, stop, stop. But we didn't want to stop, you know. We kept wanting to just mock Josh, but, you know, we were so happy that he was finally doing this. You know, it didn't take you that long. I know, it really didn't take that long to do it. But, you know, we'll just tease you about it forever anyway. So, you know, everyone managed to keep it a secret from Laura. And then right after he actually proposed, I was in a place in Philadelphia in the basement out with my mother-in-law at a restaurant that's like down underground. So when we came out, my phone was ringing immediately, and it turns out I had like a million missed calls from Laura. I answered the phone. She said, "Finally!" And so that's how I found out that they were engaged. So, you know, Josh has fit into our family like he was always there. He really is always there. He is. Not just as a person, but as a cardboard cutout that we have of Josh. That's how much we love him. You know, Josh and Laura share a love for a lot of things: nerdy TV, cooking, White Castle. You know, I didn't know Josh obviously before he met Laura, so I can't say in what ways Laura has really made him the man he is today. You know, aside from Now You Dance. But, you know, I can say with full confidence that Josh has really complimented all the best in you, Laura. You're really blossomed as a happier and more, like, Laura version of Laura. You know, that's really the best thing you could ask for in a life partner. You know, but I keep witnessing how Josh really cares for Laura, so I'll tell a story about that, too. One story, you know, has to do with the dessert we're about to eat. You know, after we have dinner, we're going to have this great cake that's back there. So Laura and Josh had a cake tasting scheduled maybe like a couple months back. Josh texted me though, and he said, "Have you heard from Laura?" No, not since that morning when she was trying on her wedding dress. So, you know, I said, "Why?" It turns out he was here at the manor, waiting alone for Laura to arrive for the cake tasting. Laura was asleep on the couch at home. She had taken some allergy medicine, so she totally zonked out. So, you know, I called my mom. Mom and Dad went and woke her up. But my brain had immediately gone to like Mom and Grandma. I was like, Laura's dead, I don't know what to do. You know. But thankfully you're just on the couch. But you know, it's a Dangerfield never misses a cake tasting, so it was pretty suspect that you weren't there on time. But you know what? Like, not only was Josh really worried about Laura, and he immediately contacted me, which was nice, you know, to reach out and see what was going on, but he was willing to do endless wedding errands, all in the name of giving Laura this wonderful day. And now you both can enjoy it together. You know, that's what it's really all about, making sacrifices and compromises for each other. And you know, I'll close with this poem that, because Laura and I know that any wedding-related event is not complete without a poem. So here we go. A wedding day will be remembered for all the joy it brings, a day of love and happiness, of vows and wedding rings, a day of new beginnings, learning what love truly means. Your wedding day is just the start to many hopes and dreams. So with that, I want to raise a toast to my sister Laura and to my new brother Josh. She's my sister. I love my sister. And now, Josh, welcome to the family. Cheers.
Here, here.
And once you lower your glass, please give Katie a big round of applause. Everybody. And now we're going to invite the best man, Rob, to say a few words as well. Again, I suggest you stand behind her.
For those of you who don't know me, I am Rob, Josh's older brother, and I have the honor of being the best man tonight. 10 years ago, we were in opposite places, so I'm repaying the favor in some way or another. First, I want to thank Laura's parents, wherever they are, for throwing this fantastic event. I mean, the ceremony was beautiful, this is beautiful, and I'm sure the food is going to be amazing. As any older brothers in the room can vouch for me, I did not ever see this coming. I mean, Like, intellectually, I knew he was gonna grow up, find the right woman, and get married. And in my mind, he's still that little kid with the goofy glasses begging me to play Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo in the basement with my friends. So, but grow up he did. And this is where I have to thank his father, my father, our father, for turning Josh and I into the men we are now, for better or worse. As was mentioned previously, our mother passed away when, about 17 years ago, I was finishing high school, Josh was starting it. And overnight, my father became a single father to 2 teenage boys. Probably seemed like an impossible task, but he committed himself to keeping our family going. Through whatever it took, even if it meant a job change to keep him closer to home. By doing that, he taught us a lesson about commitment and love and family that has resonated through to today. Thank you. I don't have the phone gene. My wife would probably tell you I don't have the communication gene in any way, shape, or form. As a result, my father and I talk once a week, maybe, if that. Josh and I, probably more like quarterly. Usually after one of those weekly phone calls that includes a line of, "Have you spoken to your brother recently?" No, I'll get to that. But in our rare conversations over the last few years, I could tell that Laura was special. I could just tell by the way he spoke about her, even as emotionally tone deaf as I am, I could pick up on that. He just lit up over the phone when we spoke. I knew she was special. She makes him happy, and she makes him want to be a better man, which, while not a very high bar, still counts for something. I knew how serious it was when he brought her down to North Carolina to visit me and my family. That is not an easy drive to just enter into with somebody. It's a long trip, and I knew it meant a lot. And that's something I've always admired about Josh, is that he doesn't enter into anything like everything he does is with purpose, with thought, with care. So the decision to do that meant a lot to show me what Laura meant to him. And then seeing them together kind of cemented why, because I could tell they were fantastic. Laura won me over immediately. Sharp, funny, kind, snarky enough to keep him in line. And again, seeing them together was just, sometimes you see people and they're destined to be together and to be happy. And that was immediately clear to me and has been even more so every time I've seen them. So I've talked enough, so raise our glasses. Josh and Laura, may we look back on today as the day you loved each other the least. Congratulations.
And again, once you lower your glass, please give Rob a big round of applause, everybody.
Oh, I needed a shelter, someone's arms, and there you were. Oh, I needed someone to understand my ups and downs, yeah. There you were, oh, yeah. With sweet love and devotion, yeah. Deeply touching my emotions. I wanna stop it, thank you, baby. I just wanna stop it, and thank you, baby. Oh, yeah, how sweet it is to be loved by you, yeah. Oh, how sweet it is to love by you. Yeah, I close my eyes at night, wonder what I'd be without you in my life. Everything was just a bore, everything I done
And this one's by Bobby Darin.
Street, baby, sky billows, side to spread, advancing alone with only regret. So there's never a trace of red. Oh, tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Oh, come on, tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's live it up. Go out and smash it. Like, oh my God. Jump on the sofa. Let's take it. Baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. We got some proof from love, love, friends. So we keep the trust to you.
I'ma say when you hear this in the club, you gotta turn it up.
Everybody sing. If you wanna know, wanna let me go. I want you to know. I want you to know right now. You've been good to me, baby. You wanna know right now. You know you make me wanna. A little bit softer now, a little bit softer now, a little bit softer now.
You go, wow, you guys know exactly what to do. That's right, get on down low, down to the floor. Now, let's have like arthritic.
Don't fall, man.
Then your examiner going down to the floor.
All right, here we go.
If your knees are fine, then you
1,
gotta go
2,
down.
3, 4. A little bit louder now, 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 a little bit louder